Okay, everybody, we're looking at some Last of Us here. There was, just a couple days ago, some DLC. I think it was the final piece of their season pass. Most of it was multiplayer, you know, some maps and some of their other packs or whatever that they released, but in conjunction with that, they also released a new single-player mode called Grounded Mode, which is supposed to be the hardest difficulty in the game. Now, at the moment, I'm playing on normal and doing a section of combat with some humans, kind of to establish that the AI is a little silly, like that guy just walking up to me, choking his buddy, and he doesn't shoot me once, and then I just smash his face into a wall. This guy is also not particularly smart. Just shooting at me, then walking around and creeping and getting his head blown off. But this is a fun little moment with the scissor bomb. They had the same animation. I just thought that was a neat little section there. But this guy's also, like, he just sees his two friends die and he comes running straight for me with a melee weapon. Good job. Okay, so now that we've established that these people are pretty stupid, we're now gonna be in nothing but grounded mode clips. So I have a quote here that this DLC, this mode, is supposed to make the AI relentless, smart, and brutal. Now, those three words do not belong anywhere near this game involving the human AI. I mean, you see me right here. I just choked a guy behind this thing. Nobody heard it. This guy's gonna walk around. I choke him. He at least screamed, but nobody paid attention to that. He audibly said, "Oh shit," and got choked. This guy didn't care. So he's also gonna come around. And I actually tweeted about this one, specifically saying that, how are you smart if you walk over two of your dead friends just to get choked like they did? Like, he died in front of you, and he walked around and basically died in the same exact position as the other guy in the brown coat. They're laying inside of each other. Oh boy. But it just goes to show that this game is never gonna have the AI that the E3 demo showed off. I think they had kind of a phrase for it, like power dynamic or power struggle or something like that. But the AI was not that dumb when they showed it off at that E3 demo. Like, if you had a gun and somebody had a melee weapon and they saw that you had a gun, they ran away. They didn't try to smash your head in because they knew that they were just gonna get theirs blown right off. But nobody in the game that was released seems to care. And they don't care in this mode. It took that guy like 20 seconds to realize that his friend was dead. I almost forgot about that clip being here. Like, I blew him up with that bomb right in front of him. And they're supposed to realize that their friends are dead, right? And then react accordingly? No.
Fuck are you?
This is the last guy in this section. There's like 5 dudes dead around him, and he just slowly walks into this fucking convenience store. Just not caring. Oh boy. But now we've moved over to a section in the Capitol building. And now I'm just gonna try to show how the patterns don't change between difficulty. So like in this section, there's always the same pattern where 2 dudes go to the left into those rooms. One guy sits at the back at the archway there, and that one guy walks over here just where I choked him. Happens the same way every time. So I just decide that I'm gonna wait for them to not be able to see me on the left, and then I'm just gonna shoot this dude and run away, and I'm gonna see what happens. How are they gonna react to this? What could they possibly do? He didn't see me run over here, so he's gonna run over to where he heard the gunshot. Oh God, it's hilarious, it really is. So now that he can't figure out where I went after shooting him, just them knowing, the awareness is gone. They have no idea I'm there anymore. So now I can just begin to choke everybody in the same place. They just all follow suit in a straight fucking line. What's going on with my gun? It keeps reloading. It keeps reloading a bullet into it. I just now noticed that. It won't stop doing it. The bullet keeps glitching in and out. Oh, I wanted to put in this clip because this is another section where I had to run through that where I died, but I killed two guys next to each other. And this guy realizes the first death and, you know, goes and checks out his buddy, sees if he has a pulse, but no, he's been choked to death, but then he also has a reaction to the other guy. Oh, it's wonderful. We get to this part, and I know that two guys come in here, so I decide that I'm just gonna take one hostage, right, and shoot the other, and then, you know, beat this guy to death, and see what happens. Like, see who pursues me and what they do. I mean, you'll see. It speaks for itself. It's not gonna go according to plan for them at all. But this mode really, it just accentuates a few things about survival and makes them a little bit more difficult. Quote unquote. Like, you have no HUD now. The only time that you have a heads up display is when you're switching your weapon and when you're crafting, so you can't see your health bar and you can't actively see how much ammo you have on a gun, right? So you have to switch weapons or at least pull up the switch weapon menu in order to see how much ammo you have. So I mean, these guys, knowing that I'm there, don't actively like try to shoot me, so I just run away, back up, take cover, and shoot them both. And there's two other guys at the end of the hall, right, that are in this main part. They didn't move the entire time, even though I shot a gun, clearly. More than once. Watch where he checks. The corner. Fucking genius, right? But other than the HUD being gone, obviously the item scarcity is, I guess, more pronounced. There's hardly anything to go around. I would assume that doing a full playthrough of this kind of mode would more or less be you patiently waiting to choke stealth kill people and also trying to avoid fights because you're not gonna have enough ammo to fucking deal with anything if there's too much firepower coming your way. God, it took him forever to realize I was choking that guy right in front of me. He was probably just in disbelief. He can't fucking believe that I would ever do that right in front of him. But let's say, other than that, it's just the item scarcity and your damage increase, right? So in this one, since you can't see your health, how do you know when you're gonna die? Well, it only takes a couple of shots to kill you. You're only gonna last about 2 shots. Melee, maybe 3. But you'll know if Joel is severely damaged and you need to heal if he looks like he has a tummy ache, right? But it's 20 years after this whole thing broke out. I don't think there's any Pepto-Bismol. There's no way to help Joel with his tummy ache. But now, I'm finishing off at the wharf because I knew this would be one that I could definitely do all stealth. And I wanted to see what would happen. And also had a couple of runs where, you know, I alerted some enemies and I just wanted to see how they react. So this is the only guy that saw me choke that dude, right? So he's the only one who comes out. Now I accidentally fucked up there. I meant to go behind him and choke him out and make him look stupid, but then he saw me just at the butt end of that fucking crate. So I'm more or less just showing off just the interactions between these idiots and Tess and how they never see her, or, you know, they don't properly react to shit happening. Like, Tess just shot her gun. This dude comes around. He runs back into the warehouse. Why? Why don't they come running towards me, corner me and the other characters, and just shoot us? Like, that's all they'd have to do. Maybe I just expect too much out of AI in games these days, because I don't know, this shit never works out. Like, with these stealth modes, stealth is, it's a hard thing to come by. You know, like, well done in a game. And this is not one of them. And when you have one of these game modes, like, stealth becomes the crucial gameplay portion because you don't have anything else that you could properly do because you don't have ammo, you don't have enough items to be able to make things like Molotovs or shivs and shit. Like, you're stuck to choking out people. That's what you gotta do. So after all of that noise, I just cut to me, you know, walking around to this guy after killing like 3 or 4 dudes and actually having a gunfight. They stopped pursuing me. They just started looking around in their normal paths again. It makes no sense. Like, this is not different runs. I'm just cutting out, you know, portions of me walking around and it being boring. But this is just a dumb part where some guy notices Tess, right? And they just do like loops. He knows Tess is there. He knows she's there, but he's running away, running the opposite direction. He's gonna come back though. I mean, this ends on a pretty funny point where Tess doesn't actually help me out and I get killed. And I just thought it was pretty funny and I would show you guys. So I thought she was just randomly shooting, but she's actually shooting at a guy behind me and then stops. And then I just get killed. I thought it was pretty funny that I missed that guy. I didn't see him coming around. But now, this is definitely the run, if I remember correctly, where I went all stealth and I wanted to show, you know, how they react to the guys being dead and that nobody ever comes around. And that no matter what you do, even if people see you, you can still somehow get away and completely stealth it. Like, it makes no sense to me. If somebody sees a dead body, every single person in that area should be alert, right? That would make sense. But this guy comes over here, there's a dead body right in front of him. What does he do 2 seconds from now? Turns around and fucking walks back. He just walks back to the warehouse and goes to his patrol route again. Why? Why? There are 2 guys dead on the map right now. The other guy is the one that comes out here and then I choke him while Mr. Hat is back in the warehouse doing his normal walkthrough. It's just disappointing. You know, this is part of the season pass, right? But if you don't have the season pass, this fucking DLC for just this game mode is $5. $5 for what is essentially survival mode, but with a couple of things toned down and toned up. Like, toned down meaning like having no HUD and whatever, and then making the damage more increase and having less item placed on the map. I mean, you could just see that I just went through and I killed, well, I thought I killed everybody. After I kill this guy, I'm just fucking around because I've been having a good time recording this bullshit, so I just started doing the teabagging bullshit where you just keep going in and out of crouch. It looks like Joel is crumping, you know, keeping the dance crazes alive. But there's actually another guy that's alive on this map. I don't know where he comes from, honestly, but I'm just sitting here doing this for no fucking reason because I expected Tess to walk to the door because that's what she's supposed to do whenever the section's done. We're supposed to walk up to that blue door. She never goes there, so I'm just fucking around waiting for her to do it. You know. Turning my camera around, just looking at Joel's wonderful face. Isn't it great? I go on for like a minute doing this shit, and then when I decide to throw a brick at Tess and wonder why she's not fucking moving, this is when a guy comes out. Where does he come from? I'm clearly in front of him, right? I just get behind the pipes. This waist-high cover is obviously enough for me to be concealed from, and she walks right in front of him, and then I choke him out, completing the stealth run-through of this section. Nobody was alerted at all. I mean, that's it. It's just a disappointment, and I can't believe that they would sell this garbage for $5. It is awful. It really is. Well, I mean, there's nothing else to see with this mode. That's it. I'm sure the infected is, you know, harder to beat through because, you know, they are definitely quote unquote relentless. They just run at whatever fucking makes noise. So that's probably a harder thing to deal with. At least with the humans, you can just make them forget about anything that ever happened 5 minutes ago. I don't know. I just felt like I would show it off because I thought it was funny. Well, that's Last of Us's grounded mode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you later.